that burns could possibly kill you? Yeah, they can. But according to CHW, burns and fires are the fourth most common accidental deaths in children and adults. And account for nearly 4,500 adult and child deaths per year. So that's a lot of deaths. Another fun fact is that more than 600 children die each year from fires or other injuries due to burns or, burn injuries. Yeah, that's a pretty high number. And you don't even realize it because you don't see fires often. But they do kill.
So, the book I read about was called On Fire by John O'Leary. He is now a grown man, a father, a husband, a brother, a son, and a friend. Back when John was 9 years old, he caught himself on fire by playing with the gasoline tank in the family's garage. He had previously seen some boys in the neighborhood do it, and he just, being 9 years old, he thought it was fun and cool. Like, he wanted to try it out. He was curious, Curiosity always kills the cat. And, yeah, he was burned pretty badly. He was severely burnt on 100% of his body. Although there was little chances of his survival, John proved everyone wrong. He survived. By the grace of God, thank you, Jesus, he survived. The purpose of this book was to not only inform people of what had happened to himself, but he challenged the readers or the audience to find their inner strength to live instead of just existing. And there's a lot of people that's just existing instead of living, and they still haven't found their inner strength. And that's why John wrote this book, to get people to live that inner strength. Okay, so the goal of this book was to encourage readers to choose the life path they wanted to go on. Do you want to transform yourself to be better than what you were yesterday, to live a good life, In the book, John O'Leary, like I said before, he had set himself on fire. He was 9 years old. He had previously seen a few boys in his neighborhood playing with gasoline and lighting it on fire. And when he seen the flame spark up, he just thought it was cool. It was amazing. He was only 9 years old. That type of stuff, inspires 9-year-olds and children of that age to be excited. I mean, it's normal. He lived in St. Louis, Missouri. He lived with his two parents and his siblings. He had an older brother and sisters. And he was burned pretty badly on 100% of his body. His brother was considered his hero because he helped him. Like, he seen his little brother on fire and he just jumped and rescued him, What all superheroes do. His parents were not home at the time, but like I said, his brother was his hero. His brother was there. His other sisters were there, They were young too. Like, they didn't know what to do. Like, they never thought their garage would be blown up by their 9-year-old brother, That's just out of the norm. But he had to go through several surgeries. And to be in the hospital for several months at 9 years old, that could be depressing. Like, I don't even know how I would be able to do that at 9 years old. Like, I would feel so, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, I would cry all the time. I would cry for my parents. I would not have the strength John had. And that's what really inspired me about him. The lessons that can be learned from this book are to fight and to live and to never stop living. John got the choice. His mother asked him, do you want to live or do you want to die? And at 9 years old, hearing that, like he said, like, why would my mom ask me that? Why would she ask her 9-year-old son, does he want to die or does he want to live? That was pretty rough, and to me that touched me because it was a strong question, and he really had to take that into consideration. I got burned on 100% of my body. I'm either going to fight or I'm going to give up. And John fought. And John, I'm telling you, he's a soldier. Some more lessons that can be learned by reading the book is to learn how to do things on your own, even in the most difficult times, because you're never going to have anyone, you're not going to always have anyone there to hold your hand, feed you, take you a bath, do the things that you need to do. You have to get up. You have to be strong and That's what John did. He struggled at first, but he learned. He learned how to live, and that's what really taught you a lesson. That's what taught me a lesson in this book. Okay, so although I've never been in the type of situation John was in, I still feel like this book related to me in some sort. I feel like it relates to my life because I was told growing up, you either have to, poop or get off the pot. One way or the other, it's up to you. You're gonna have to do it. I had the choice to live and go down the right path, to live and go down the wrong path, and also the choice to die. We all got that choice. We all have those options, those choices every single day when we wake up in the morning. Personally, I chose to live and go down the right path. And so far I'm doing pretty good, although there are some things I could work on. I'm trying to live the life God wants me to live. That's what John figured throughout the book. He showed that. He showed what God wanted and what he was capable of doing. The seven choices John gave throughout the story were entitlement versus owning it, denial versus self-acceptance, indifference versus purpose, victim versus victor, stagnation versus growth, success versus indifference, and fear versus love. Okay, all of those stood out to me. I loved all of them. I loved all the, explanations of what those 7 choices meant. I could take the first choice, entitlement versus owning it, and apply it to my life by owning up to everything that I do right, everything that I do wrong, everything that I work towards striving for. I'm going to own it. I want to be an OBGYN, so I'm claiming it. I will be that OBGYN. I will, deliver the most wonderful children in the world. But yes, I'm claiming it. I'm owning it. Like, you can't let other people deter you from doing what you know you're capable of. I had to own it, and that's the best way to do so, by owning it. Don't let anyone. And John made me realize I cannot let anyone determine like what I want for myself in life. I have to own it, and I have to be the one to go out and get what I want. I can take the second choice, denial versus self-acceptance, and apply it to my life by accepting who I really am. God made me the way that he wanted me to look. God was the one who created me, and I have to accept it. I have to accept all my flaws and all the bad things about myself and all the good things about myself. That's just what I have to do. And John was able to accept who he was. Like, he had burns all over his body, and he had to be the one to have self-acceptance. There's a few things about myself that I don't like, but you know what? I would never let anyone know. I accept myself. I accept me for who I am, even if others don't. It doesn't matter. As long as I do, is what matters the most. I can take the third choice, indifference versus purpose, and apply it to my life by finding my purpose of life. And with that, I will, do things that I love doing. Like, what is my purpose? Why did God put me on this earth? What was his point in doing so? I feel like my purpose was to, volunteer my time to others, give back to my community, be a doctor. That's really what I felt like, because I love helping people. So I feel like that's my purpose. Like, why not help those? Because if I were in need, I would want someone to help me as well. So I feel like my purpose on earth is to, give back to others. Okay. I can take the fourth choice, victim versus victor, and apply it to my life by not playing victim all the time. Like, there's a lot of kids my age who always likes to play victim. Why are you playing victim all the time? You're not always the victim. No one is antagonizing you or, coming for you. I can't play victim all the time. I mean, there has been time that I have, but after reading this book, it's no more of that. I can't play victim. Like, that's just not acceptable. Can't look for handouts. I can't expect something to happen to me and everybody, oh my God, are you okay? No, that's just not how it works. I can't play victim. Even when I'm in my roughest times, I know now that playing victim won't get you anywhere. It will get you some attention, but that attention is not going to last long, so there's really no point in playing. Okay, I can take the fifth choice, stagnation versus growth, and apply it to my life by growing. And with growing comes dreaming. And after dreaming comes moving forward. And after moving forward comes succeeding. I don't want to stay in the same spot for too long. Like, I was never the type that likes to be somewhere for too long. I like to move around. And I really feel like I have applied growth to my life already. I succeed in school. I succeed in things that I do outside of school. And you know, I always make room for growth. Like, I do not like stagnation. I have to grow and move forward and strive for the better. I could take the sixth choice, success versus significance, and apply it to my life by being successful. But some significance have to come with success. I want to inspire others when I deliver their children. I feel like by me being a successful doctor and just doing that, just being successful is not going to inspire other people. I want to be significant to my patients. I want them to remember me, and not just by the doctor that's in front of my name, but by the way I made them feel. Because it's not a lot of doctors like that we have today, you know, and I just want to make a difference. Okay, I can take the seventh choice, fear versus love, and apply it to my life by learning to love and being less fearless. I fear a lot of things, and I'm sure everyone do, but I also love as well. But I need to learn how to love more. Okay. Honestly, for all 7 choices, the only thing I see getting in my way of applying them to my life are the company I keep. I surround myself with quite a few people, and I feel like if I keep those people around, that I'm not going to be able to live by these choices and apply them to my life. The company you keep, really, they are the ones who determine the way you live, because you see what they're doing, you're going to want to do the same thing. And you know, a lot of people do that, but that's not the way I want to live my life. I feel like my next step towards living an inspired life is the choice of indifference and purpose. I chose this choice because it is important to me to live and serve a purpose, because I was put onto this earth to serve a purpose, and God knew that. I have yet found my purpose, although I talked about I wanted to help people, you know, deliver people's baby, but I still have not found my purpose. Like, I really want to know what my purpose is. Like, how do I, you know, find my purpose? But that is what I really want to work towards. I want my purpose to be shown to others and inspire others to find their purpose. Like, I want to find my purpose and help, make sure it fits me and helps me throughout life. But I also want my purpose to help other people that's in need. And I also want to help people who has not found their purpose yet either. I feel like we were all put on this earth for a purpose, and we have a purpose to serve. And by that, and we all serving our purposes, we all have different purposes, we can really make a change. You know, everyone don't have the same purposes, but you know what, if we all can put our differences aside and live the way God wants us to live, we should be fine, you know. Okay, overall, I really love the book. Like, I found it amazing how this 9-year-old boy was able to survive after being burned on 100% of his body. I just found it impossible, and doctors even thought it was impossible. His parents thought it was impossible, but you know what? He lived. And John really inspired me. Like, if I would not have read this book, I don't think I wouldn't even be doing this project right now. Thanks to Miss Bishop. But John really inspired me. Like, my brother, he's 13 now, but while reading this book, I was just imagining, like, what would I have done if that was my 9-year-old brother on fire? Would I would have been his hero like John's big brother was his? Like, I just don't know. And this, it's just amazing to me how he fought. He made the decision to live, and I can respect him for that, because you know what? There are some children who have died to fires. They didn't find their inner strength to fight like John fought. Okay, before I go, I just want to say thank you, Miss Bishop, for allowing the senior class to read On Fire by John O'Leary. It was a great book, and I will read it again if I could, but you know what? We can't take those books home. But yes, I thank you, and I'm glad we got the experience. I'm glad we got to experience John's experience.